So, Mr. Comey, word on the street is that things could be better for you. I'm sorry to hear about your recent firing, and the other side wanted me to do a psychic reading for you here on YouTube. Why? Because you have a personal team of guardian angels on the other side, also known as spirit guides. And here is the information that they wanted to share with you. Number one, regarding Hillary. You recently said that you feel nauseous, that you could have potentially been responsible for Donald Trump winning the election. Don't. This was actually supposed to happen. You announcing to the world that you plan to reopen the investigation on Hillary Clinton because you found some emails was supposed to happen. This was a result of the law of attraction and the darkness that Hillary had attracted to herself. I will include a link to a video that I made prior to the election called What's Happening to Hillary Clinton that demonstrates this point. Prior to the election, I also made a video called What Are You Assuming About This Election? Addressing everyone who was just assuming that Hillary was going to win when the other side said she wasn't. Hillary Clinton was never supposed to win the election. Why? Because she wasn't supposed to be a part of it. Her being a part of this election in the first place was a result of abuse of power in the primaries. So that's why the law of attraction brought her down and she didn't win. So you feeling nauseous or any sort of shame associated with reopening an investigation on Hillary and instilling doubt in the American people, that was supposed to happen. You were supposed to instill doubt and people were supposed to question what she was doing, basically, because the other side is confirming that she's guilty of abuse of power and racketeering. So if anything, the other side is saying that they wish you took the investigation further. They're actually wishing that you didn't back off from that. They're wishing that you pursued that further. So they're saying there's no shame in you opening that investigation on her and that that was supposed to happen. So anyone that's pointing the finger at you and blaming you for Trump's win, they're totally wrong and they've aligned themselves with falsities. So just feel comfort knowing that you're not responsible. They are. Actually, Hillary's technically responsible for her losing it because my video is just talking about the law of attraction, the darkness she attracted to herself as a result of her free will decisions. We command universal energies via our free will. So Hillary lost the election because of Hillary. So yeah, not because of you, dude. Now, another thing is that they're saying that the American people deserve the truth. So you filling us in on what's going on, you're getting a round of applause for. The other side is saying that we deserve to be informed on what's going on. So you keeping us updated on your progress, you are actually doing us a favor. Another thing is that the other side is not happy about how the 2016 election went anyway. They're saying that we were ushered into it and that a lot of people didn't feel comfortable going to the polls in November, and that you actually kind of digging your heels in despite peer pressure was good. That's why they're applauding you. That was considered pursuit of truth. So the divine is extremely protective of the American people and people in general that had their free will taken away. So because our free will was tampered with in the primaries, that's why the divine is getting involved in having me create all these YouTube videos, this being one of them. So again, he's not happy with the entire big picture of the 2016 election. He's calling it fraudulent because of the DNC, because of Russia, everything. Hillary's abuse of power. So he's calling the election just fraudulent and acting like it never happened. And he's also acting like Donald Trump isn't president. He doesn't recognize Donald Trump as president because it was based on a fraudulent election and falsities, and he's not acknowledging Donald Trump's power. So because of that, the divine isn't really acknowledging him firing you. He's kind of saying that's what you think and turning it around because the only thing the divine is interested in is pursuit of truth. So, Mr. Comey, if you're pursuing truth, you're basically holding the hand of the divine. And Donald is not. So, that's really what the point of this video is to let you know is if you're pursuing truth, and you're speaking your truth and you're out there, you are holding the hand of the divine. And so the divine asked me to create this video letting you know that this is not really about paychecks and titles anymore. This is about the greater good. And it's not just about you as an individual anymore, it's about all of us together. So, because we have a narcissist at the helm of the ship who's making egoic decisions, this reality results in nuclear war and us being blown up. So the divine is asking you to continue pursuing truth because of what you know, because of the knowledge that you have. He's asking you to continue pursuing that truth from where you are now. Another thing is that he wants you to know that he's watching and he sees everything and he knows everything. So he's just kind of letting you know that he sees and knows everything about Donald Trump. He sees and knows everything about you, and he's watching. So he's saying that Donald Trump fired you and Donald Trump has free will, but free will has consequences. So there are consequences for what Donald did. Now your karma's out of balance with him. So now there has to be a karmic balancing between your two souls, and he is abusing his power. So the divine wants to let you know that he sees all this, and that's why he's asking you to continue the pursuit of truth from where you are and to not give up, because there is a greater good here, basically protecting us from nuclear war. When you have a narcissist at the helm of the ship who's abusing their power and only interested in their ego. So another thing the divine wants you to know, when you get screwed over by someone else's free will decision, like you just did, this is where the divine comes in and helps you. Because if you're pursuing truth and you get swiped aside by the dark, because Donald Trump is working for the dark, duh, totally obvious there. Don't have to explain that one. If you get swiped aside by the dark, the light picks you back up again and you rise from the ashes like a phoenix. So that's why I, Christine Pavlina, as a little psychic here, am asking you not to let go of the truth. Because the truth is the light, and the truth is going to pull you back up, okay? This reality is false. It's an illusion. I have news for you. Not only am I not interested in embracing this reality because it sucks, I'm not interested in embracing this reality because it leads to everyone's demise. This whole administration is based on falsities. It's based on a fraudulent election that took away our free will. So this reality is an illusion. So everyone thinks that I'm delusional. I'm like, no, actually I'm not. I'm following the path of truth. And Mr. Comey, so are you. And I implore you to continue doing that. I don't want you stopping just because of a title and a paycheck. And like I said, if you keep doing that, the divine's going to take your hand and he's going to pull you back up. You're going to rise from the ashes like a phoenix. Another thing I just wanted to add to that is that Bernie Sanders is predestined to be president. And the divine has sent an intention for this to happen. But the divine is extremely respectful of human free will. So he has to work with our free will in order to make this happen. He's saying that Bernie Sanders is the truth, the light, this is his heart-focused work and his life purpose to be president. So the divine is going to ensure that it happens while respecting human free will. Now, here's the thing. Everyone keeps asking me, how is that going to happen, Christine? Do you realize the notion of that is so far out there that it's hard to believe you? Yes. So everyone's like, how? Don't blame them. Don't blame them for asking at all. But here's the reason why it's difficult to answer the how. It's because when the divine sets an intention for something to happen, he believes that there's more than one way to get things done. And in order for him to cover his butt and work with human free will and make sure this happens, he puts more than one horse on the track. There are about 6 different horses on this racetrack, and the how depends on which horse gets there first. So I'm telling you that Bernie Sanders does end up becoming president. I just can't tell you how because I don't know which horse is going to get there first. So my advice to you, Mr. Comey, is to grab a bottle of wine and some flowers and invite yourself over to Bernie and Jane Sanders' house for dinner. Why? Because he's going to be in charge. He's going to replace Donald Trump because he's the truth and Donald Trump's entire administration is based on falsities. What does the divine do when an entire administration is based on falsities? He shows you that it's a fake illusion by having it crumble in front of your face. So if your reality is based on falsity, it just goes and crumbles. And that's the way the divine shows you what the truth is and what's real. and what's an illusion, because falsities are an illusion. So that's why I'm saying it was not a fair election. So the divine wants a second election. He wants a real election. He keeps putting the word election in quotes when he refers to 2016. He said, I can't call that an election because the people's free will was taken away. And an election is all about free will, and the divine's very respectful of human free will. So hang out with Bernie and Jane. Maybe you guys can share some stories. Maybe they can cheer you up. And soon they're going to be in the White House anyway, so don't worry about it. Yeah, in the meantime, I guess if you could just continue pursuing truth, that would be fantastic, because things are going to turn around for you, sir. And to everyone else watching, in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.